the thing, folks. If you ever get to a point in your research where you think you know all there is to know about all this stuff, you're fooling yourself. One of the main things that you have to understand in all this is that it's not specifically what someone talks about most of the time, other than what they don't talk about. But the fact of the matter is, what's being left out in what you're being told by your predominant leaders of the Patriot movement is the connections back to the priest class. And the priest class has been set up. The Patriot movement is an extension of groups like the John Birch Society, the Council for National Policy, which were gatekeeping groups that were set up when they started figuring out that the idea of global government was leaking out to the masses on a massive scale. They had to have groups out there that would predominantly keep you looking over to the left and keeping you stuck in that false left-right paradigm. This is what Ron Paul was great at doing. Getting all these people who have been predominantly lefty liberals switching over to vote Republican. What do you think that was about? That was an operation. The plan is to keep you on the plantation, that you never ask questions about Rome, you never look to Rome, you never look to the Vatican, you never look to the Jesuits, you never look to the Sovereign Military Order of Malta, you never look into any of these things. And then never find out that the priest class is keeping you in ignorance through the media, through the alternative media, through all the rest. You know, we do have to take the time out and have these discussions between ourselves, you know, and do it in a way where we're not panicking out. I mean, I can't stress that enough. I cannot stress enough to people to do what you do because it's the right thing to do, because you, on your own personal level, and you have come to your own decisions and believe that it's the right thing to do for yourself and for your family and whatever else. You know, not doing things from a nature of panic, not doing things from a nature of fear. Again, we associate ourselves with what they want us to associate with, don't we? You know, whether it be what we're programmed to associate ourselves with through that image of who they want us to be, you see. And they start that at a very early age, don't they? They certainly do. They start that programming, and that getting you to identify with an archetype, and getting you to identify with an archetype that works within the variables and the constraints that they've set up.
Quit participating in their goddamn system. Quit waking up every morning and telling these people in charge that their system of control is okay with you, and that you're fine with that, and you're fine with the depopulation things that they want to do on this planet and are doing on this planet, and you're fine with wars of genocide in your name, using your tax dollars. You're fine with that. You know, it's not a revolution of guns and let's go overthrow the government with guns. Yeah, let's go overthrow the government with our little pea shooters. That's not the solution. But if everybody tomorrow didn't participate in their system for one day, you would have a revolution by morning. One that wouldn't take place with guns. If these people don't have your consent, they don't have jack shit. And what do we do every moment of the day? We give them our consent, don't we? We consent to the wars of tyranny. We consent to the genocide. We consent to being ripped off, to being manipulated, to being just milked dry and sent into what amounts to nothing less than indentured servitude. But that's freedom, isn't it? Yeah, that's freedom. That's what you get. That's what you get for being able to vote, isn't it? Yep, that's what you get for being that's freedom. All of you may not have experienced this yet. It took me a while to experience it, but when it really hits home to you how real this stuff is, man, it's not scary. It's just, it's mind-blowing, because you're just like, you know, this is, how do you convince, how do you show the rest of the world this? Because it's so big and so wide scope reaching that even those of us that have wrapped our minds around this for years and years and years still get blown away and awestruck by just how gigantic the ring of power is. But all that matters is that we continue to try to learn more so that we have the ability to teach the rest of the people of the world what they need to know. And I'm not saying believe me, trust me, anything else. Don't trust anybody. But I'm here to tell you that if you really take this on and you really want to know the truth and you really want to know who's who and what's what, you can. And it lies in your hands, and you have the power and the ability to do this. We're the ones that are going to save us. We are the ones that we've been waiting for. We are the ones that are going to change us. Not some hero on a white steed, not the animus, not the father figure, not Big Daddy, not the messianic figure coming out of the clouds on the white steed. The hero who we have all been waiting for is staring us right now back at us in the mirror. Our freedom, our enslavement, all of it lies in our own hands right now today. But because we want to fit in and because we still allow ourselves to be dictated by these lower human emotions, we continue to be enslaved by it. And that's the majority of what's keeping people attached to the truth movement, patriot movement, is because it's this emotional attachment thing. They can't see beyond their own ego. But we have the ability to. And it's high time that people, quit worrying about what other people think about you. If you still, and you know what? A lot of people say that they don't care what people think about them. Most people are liars. Most people do. That's unbelievably out of control. Man, oh man. Anyway, you know what? If you like what we do here, help us out. If there's somebody out there, out in the realm of scuffle hands a bunch of them, if you're well off, you know what? Drop some big coin into this operation. Let me show you what I can do. But either way, we continue on, we soldier on. And truth and enlightenment is the most important thing. And no matter what kind of end-of-the-world scenarios they try to tell us are around the corner, it doesn't stop the fact that your job and mission in life is to live right now, today. Don't worry about what's going to happen in 2012. Don't worry about what's going to happen a month from now, 6 months from now, earthquakes, whatever. We'll cross that bridge when we get to it. But all those things are designed to draw your energy towards them so that your energy is not going through something positive that you can do for yourself or for the benefit of humankind as a whole. That's what they want. They want your energy on these things that may or may not happen, so that your energy is not focused on the task at hand. And the task at hand right now is trying to awaken more people to the reality of what is going on this planet, and not the reality of the mainstream news, the patriot movement, the truth movement, Alex Jones, or anybody else tells you, but the truth that you find for yourself when you have the ability to look at the world unadulterated and see it for what it really is.